Hey, how are we all doing? Uh, this one is for the students out there, largely, the programming students. It's a call to action. Uh, I'll get to that in a second. So a bit about me. I'm a high school dropout. I worked retail for 7 years and then IT support for 7 years and decided that I hated that. So I enrolled in a games programming course at AIE, which has been an absolute ball. I'm graduating this year. And so, as mentioned, I'm doing my major project in a custom engine written in C++. I'm the only programmer on the team, so I've got a bunch of artists and a bunch of designers going at me. For some context, this is what the game looks like at the moment. It's a PBR renderer using OpenGL. And it's playable out in the foyer area. I'm not sure what to call it. So I guess, what even is a game engine? Is it an all-in-one game creation tool? Is it a rigid closed box for one game only? Or is it something in the middle? I think they're all valid. People kind of blow out of proportion what it might be, but at the end of the day, it's just something that loops really, really fast to make your game move forward and let people have fun with it. Why would you do this? My reason is I'm a student at a school and I want to learn as much as I can as quickly as possible. I've got a bunch of great teachers who have done this kind of stuff before, working in various different industries, and so I'd love to expose myself, to, to as many different areas of game development as possible. Including things like level editors, build tools, and asset packers. You can learn about different aspects of the graphics pipeline. This thing ran like garbage a few weeks ago until I did some optimization on it to get it going at probably 4 times the frame rate that it currently was. And you can learn about CI/CD build pipelines. So that's tools that automatically build the project for you so that your designers and artists have everything they need when they need it. We've got a lot of creativity from constraints. So a lot of the times people are saying, can I do this, can I do that? And the answer is often no, but we probably don't need it. So having limited access to features and technology can force the creativity. And if people really, really need something, we'll get it in there. I'll get it in there. And it forces that deep collaboration. So we're all sitting next to each other, and if we want something in there, I can do it. If you're not sure how something works, you can lean over and just ask the person that made it. And so the artists on the team have become more technical and the designers have become more creative. So planning your project. It's pretty hard sell to get a bunch of people to sign up to do this with you. So the artists, they're likely going to need to be able to render rigged skin and animated 3D meshes. For the context, I'm at a school where we teach 3D art, we teach design and programming. So those artists are probably going to be wanting to get those animated meshes going. You're going to want a physically based rendering pipeline. That's sort of the standard in the industry these days, so that's what the artists are going to be wanting to go for. And the artists are going to want to be able to test their assets in the engine and see what they look like, rather than see what Maya or Blender thinks they're going to look like. The designers are going to need a level editor, and they're going to need exposed properties, so they're going to be able to tweak things and be able to actually build, the levels that the player's going to navigate through. So the engine shouldn't be a blocker for productivity. No one should be waiting on you for anything. It should be an engine for your game. You're not trying to compete with Unity or Unreal. You're going to fail trying to do that. But you can just put in what it needs. Our game is a puzzle game. It's a sort of a mix of Legend of Grimrock, where you move around on a grid, and it's got like some Sokoban elements, so block pushing and things like that. We don't need a super advanced physics engine, and the level editor can be really, really simple. So it allows you to just strip out, keep it simple, and create something that's very, very tight. And an important thing to remember is you're not writing everything from scratch. So similar to using a game engine, there are a ton of open source libraries available. This project uses many, which are going to be on the next slide. So a very useful resource is gameprogrammingpatterns.com. There's heaps of sort of programming patterns there. The 3 that I've listed in the top are some of the most commonly used ones. And I'm using an OpenGL renderer, which is a great place to start if you're looking at getting into graphics programming, and probably where you should start before you jump into DirectX or Vulkan. I'll leave these up on the screen, but I use basically all of these except for the physics ones because our game has no physics. Cool, that's my super lightning talk. If there's any questions, I'll be floating about, and the game's playable outside on the foyer.